Okay, a couple of disclaimers. One, I know that I've got some feedback coming through my mic. Just Astro things. I've tried to fix it. Don't know how to do that. Secondly, this requires some specific gear. You're going to need a Stellium with pretty high base shock damage, preferably one with the bouncing energy disc. You're going to need a field scientist with preferably 5 out of 5 in action at a distance, but you can get away with less points there. But to make this really fun, you want at least 1 point in ripple effect. And then the other item that you need is a Malawan enhancement that gives you prime potency. And then hopefully just maximizing gun damage and damage that you deal. The other disclaimer, we cannot kill Bloom Reaper. I have tried a million different ways. We just cannot proc status dots on the crystals, so getting him off the platform is difficult. And then once he's off the platform, his arena's bugged to when you shoot your energy disc, which does your main bossing damage, you just explode. I don't know what's going on. I think there's a hitbox problem inside of his arena, so no dice there. But everything else, super fun, super cozy way to play. You just melt the whole screen. And this is an evolution off of Moxie's Half-Life Harlowe. Since we're maximizing the amount of people that we're damaging at once, I'm going to call this Hive Mind Harlowe. The way that we're doing that is we're going all the way down Blue Tree, and we're picking up points that boost our gun damage, boost our elemental damage, boosting cryo. We actually get some cryo damage out of this, which is kind of fun. 1 point in ripple effect. This allows us to entangle 3 enemies when we kill an entangled enemy, so it just keeps rippling out. Unstable isotope, boost cryo. Keep ice on that, gives us some life steal when we do cryo damage. This doesn't proc consistently, but it does sometimes, so useful, but we're trying to move down the tree to get triple point. This just adds cryo damage to everything that we're doing, so when we do our radiation procs and shock procs from the scientist class mod, we also get a third one, which is going to be cryo. And this thing can get up to like 250,000 if we're doing a lot of damage on the radiation and the shock element damage. So this is just a fun way to incorporate a third element, and we're kind of just mixing them all together. And you never really see a tree that's primarily all blue. The red tree, we're just getting elemental boosting perks here, boosting our radiation, boosting the length of our dot, a little extra radiation there. And then 5 points here so that we get 10 out of 5 at action at a distance. When we apply a status effect, anybody entangled, it also applies to them too. So we're just multiplying our damage. And then I grab Coronal Mass Ejection just to get rid of the elemental resistances of any boss that's in it, so they take the full brunt of the shock, radiation, and cryo. With our inventory, we just want all things that are going to boost our damage, so amp on your rev kit, amp on your shield, watts for dinner, you know the recipe. High caliber 3 out of 3, bullets pierce enemies. This allows our energy disc to kind of bounce around, hit the same enemy multiple times, do a lot of damage. And then airstrike just for splash damage and radius. Specializations, best defense, bonus damage, riddle you this as we start to stack up mobbing, more and more damage. Contamination allows us to apply status effect a little bit easier, and then moving fast, we just do more damage, so jump in the air, dash and shoot, and then your bullet's gonna do that much more damage, plus your dots are gonna scale off of how much damage your first shot does. And that really is the entire build, so just get a couple of really hyper-specific items, but once you do, you can see all the fun that you can have. Anyway, yep.